Hello everyone, welcome to Kids Auto and Truck Repair. Today we have a 2010 Toyota Corolla with a 1.8 liter engine. The customer complaint on this vehicle is the engine cranks but it doesn't start. Actually, last night when the owner was driving the vehicle, he went to a store, a major grocery store. He got there, he did his shopping. When he got back to the vehicle, the engine was just cranking, it wasn't starting. So that store has a section where they do maintenance. I think they only do oil changes and light repair. They also change tires. So you guys can guess what store that is. So the guys that work at that shop, at that store, told him that he needed a starter. So he called me and said, Dio, actually, this is a new customer. I haven't worked on this vehicle yet. So he knows one of my customers, and one of my customers gave him my number. So he called me and said, Dio, so-and-so gave me your number. He said, you're a great mechanic. I want to bring my vehicle to your shop. But the guys at this store told me that I need a starter. I said, okay, you need a starter. All right, well, get the vehicle towed to the shop. Actually, he asked if I could go there and take a look at it. I said, well, I can't come out because I'm busy in the shop. I don't have time to come out. But if you get the vehicle towed to our shop, then I can take a look at it for you. So he towed it to the shop. The tow truck driver just dropped it off in front of the bay door here. So we pushed it in the shop. Now here we are. So does it need a starter or not? Now, the thing is, when we first got this car, because we got this last night, when we pushed it in the shop, I got in the vehicle, I cranked the engine cranked. So I tried to start it to confirm the customer's complaint before I left. I cranked it, it cranks, but it doesn't start. So I called the customer and said, well, I don't know what they told you, but you don't need a starter because the engine cranks. It's a crank, no start condition. So as soon as the engine cranks, the issue is no longer the starter, okay? The starter is what allows the crankshaft to spin. As long as the crankshaft is spinning, it means the starter is doing its job. So you don't need a starter. I'm gonna have to diagnose it tomorrow to figure out why it's not starting. So those guys, I don't know. So he didn't need a starter. So now let's go in the vehicle. Hopefully this vehicle is not gonna start. It cranks, but it doesn't start. And then we're gonna figure out what's wrong with it. So now let's go in the vehicle. Now let's confirm the customer's complaint. Let's see if this engine is just gonna crank. Right there. So as you can hear, the engine cranks, but it doesn't start. Let's try this one more time. Okay, so customer's complaint confirmed. The engine cranks, but it doesn't start. So we confirmed that this vehicle doesn't need a starter. We need to figure out why it's not starting. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the scan tool connected to the vehicle and then I will bring you guys back up. One thing I've noticed is the security light is blinking. Let's see, is it gonna blink while we crank the engine? So I'm gonna crank the engine, watch this light. The check engine light is on the dash, which is good. This tells me that the engine computer is powered. So let's crank the engine and see what happens. Watch this security light. So the security light is blinking. That's a problem. This light should have stopped. I wonder if we have an immobilizer problem. So I'm gonna get the scan tool connected. I will bring it up. Here's our scan tool. Let's see what we got. So the scan tool has identified the vehicle. The key is on. This is a Toyota. Let's do a standalone diagnosis. Standalone diagnostic, I guess. So let's click OK. The VIN looks right. So this one doesn't have a smart key. Without smart key. I believe the one with the smart key is the one that has the push start button. So without smart key, let's click OK. Let's see what codes we have. Now, an engine that cranks and doesn't start can be caused by low fuel pressure or no fuel going in the cylinders, okay? So a fuel delivery problem or no spark or a compression issue. Now, based on how this engine sounds, I don't think we have a compression issue. So our issue might be no spark or no fuel delivery. So let's scan these control units and see what we got. We got two codes in the engine computer. The code we have is B2799, so B2799, and it says engine immobilizer system. So this is why the engine doesn't start, and that's why our security light over here is blinking. So that's the problem. This is what's preventing the engine from starting. So let's see. We have the same code in the immobilizer control unit. Communication fault 1. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the immobilizer control unit. Now this code, I'm familiar with this code. This code, okay, this B2797 or B2799 code, the one we have in the engine computer, this code over here, B2799 or B2797 that we have in the immobilizer, this can be caused by a key that does not communicate with the transponder. Because this key over here, let me show you, this key is supposed to talk to the transponder. So this little black thing you see over here, this is a transponder. So when you insert the key in the ignition tumbler here, so the transponder reads the key and then it tells the immobilizer that the key is compatible with the system. The immobilizer tells the engine computer that everything is good. Then when you turn the key to the start position, then the engine starts. Okay, so it looks like this key is not being recognized. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is let's go into the engine, into the immobilizer. Now there's one thing I want to do. Let's go to data. Let me look at the data first, and then I'm gonna call the customer to see if this vehicle has two keys. So key switch is on. I'm gonna turn the key off. So this went off. Ignition switch off. So the immobilizer is seeing the key, it's recognizing it. It's recognizing the key. Now, I've seen this happen before in another Toyota where for some reason the key was not communicating and I had to reset the immobilizer. So that's probably what's happening here, because the other thing that could be the issue, let me show you. Let me get the key out. There's a little chip in here. Sometimes that goes bad and that causes the key to not communicate with the transponder. Okay, so before we go any further, because right now what I want to do is I want to, let's see if there are some special functions here to reset the immobilizer. Immobilizer code reset, key registration, transponder code clearing, manual remote match, all key lost, immobilizer code reset. I might have to do the immobilizer code reset, but before I do that, let me talk to the customer and see if this vehicle has two keys, because if it does, we're gonna have to reset these keys and I have to have both keys to do that. Otherwise, if I just reset this one, the other one may not work again. Okay, or we may have to do that afterwards. So let me talk to the customer and then I will bring you guys back up. I did talk to the customer off camera. The customer told me that this key is the only key that he has. So when he bought the vehicle, they only gave him one key. I told him, well, we should make you another key, because what about if you lose this one? And then he told me that one time he had this key locked in the vehicle and it was miserable for him. So I said, no, you should have at least 2 keys. So we're gonna have to make another key for him. But for now, let's just reset this one key and see what happens. So the key is on. Let's go to immobilizer. So code reset. Use this function to erase all transponder code in case of losing all keys. Okay. This function will clear all registered immobilizer keys. Remove the key from the key cylinder. Okay. Insert the master key into the key cylinder. Turn ignition on. Ensure that the driver door is open. Oh, okay. Driver door has to be open. Let's open the door. And then note, the passcode must be entered within 10 minutes. So I'm going to turn the key on. Then next, input VIN. VIN could not be retrieved from the vehicle. VIN input is required. So we got to put the VIN. Okay, I'll take a picture of the VIN and then I'll bring you guys back up. I took a picture of the VIN number here on my phone. So now we're going to input the VIN number here. The VIN number is, let's see, J as in John, 66. So that's the VIN. Let's hit next. It will take about 16 minutes for the reset to complete. Do you want to start the immobilizer reset function? Yes, I do. So this light over here is blinking. I just saw the immobilizer light blink there. It says now resetting. Do not remove the key. Time remaining 16 minutes. Okay, let's wait for the scan tool to do its thing and then I'll bring you guys back up. At this point, I'm just gonna keep waiting. Okay, so the immobilizer light went off, so that's a good thing. And then the key is on the key is on the dash. Okay, so we have 12 volt in the system. The voltage is dropping. I'm gonna turn off the camera. I'm gonna go under the hood and put a battery maintainer on the battery, because now we're down to 15 minutes. I don't want the battery to get really weak as we're doing this. So I'm gonna throw a battery maintainer on the battery and then I will bring you guys back up once this is down to about 2 or 3 minutes. We're still waiting. We are down to 2 minutes. So let's keep waiting and see what happens. Okay, so step 2, immobilizer code reset is completed. Remove the key from the ignition. Okay, we're gonna remove the key from the ignition and then we're gonna hit next. Step 3 of 3, all keys registered in the immobilizer ECU have been cleared. Please register keys with key registration. Let's do key registration. Use this function to register a new transponder code. This function will put the ECU into the auto registration mode, allow you to register immobilizer keys. Yeah, next. Step 1, insert a new master key and then press next. Oops, I hope you guys can see what I was reading. So yeah, next. So I'm also looking at the immobilizer light over there. It's blinking. So right now we're we are registering the key. So we're gonna re-register it and see what happens, because sometimes the chip in the key can start getting weak or bad. That can cause the key to lose communication. Now, I don't have these keys over here. We're gonna have to order another key. I mean, what we're gonna do right now is gonna work, but I will tell the customer to bring the key or the vehicle back. Key registration has failed. Verify the condition. Verify the condition. The key is inserted. The inserted key is a new key. Do you want to try again? Try. That key is probably bad. But the interesting thing is that the key turns on. I mean, it turns on the key. The key gets turned on. I mean, the ignition gets turned on, but it doesn't start the engine. Yeah, so the security light is still beeping. So as long as we have that light beeping, this car is not gonna start. So we might have to just change the key. Yeah, so this didn't work. No master key registered. Very odd. Let's do all lost keys and see if that's gonna help. Okay, you know what? Let me turn the key off. Same thing. So I think this key, something is not right. This key over here is not reading. Our security light is still blinking. Okay. It is the next day. We're still working on the Toyota Corolla. I had to push it out of the shop so I can use the space. I checked the key. The key is bad. I went ahead and got a new key from the Toyota dealership, and then I took it to a friend of mine who has a key cutting machine. He cut the key for me, so now we're gonna program it, and after that, this vehicle is gonna be fixed. Let me show you the new key. So this is the new key that I got from Toyota. Now, it didn't come like this. We had to cut it. So here is the original key, and then this is the key that I got from Toyota. So now let's go to the vehicle. I pushed the vehicle outside. Let's go to the vehicle. We're gonna use our RTL scan tool to program this key, and after that, this is gonna be fixed. So now let's walk to the vehicle. Let's get this Toyota out of here, and after that, we're gonna get to this Honda and then this BMW. So we have a pretty long day ahead of us. So we pushed this vehicle all the way over here. Now I'm gonna use the brand new key that we just cut to open the door. Let's see if it's gonna open the door. Okay, good. If I do this, I lock the door. Okay, so my friend did a good job. He cut it well. So thank you, Matt. My friend Matt cut the key for me. So now, let's put our scan tool over here. Our scan tool is on. I'm gonna put the new key in the ignition. As you can see, the key turns on. Let's see if it's gonna start. Oh, check that out. The engine is running. I mean, the security light is on. The engine is running. Hold on. Let me rev it. I hope you can hear it. So the engine is running with the new key. I'm gonna turn off the engine. Let me start it again. So now let me get the old key out of my pocket. So here's the old key. So check this out. Let's remove the new key. Okay, so new key. We didn't even program it yet. Now let's try the old key. Now the engine doesn't start. Watch. With this key, the engine doesn't start. But when we use the new key, the engine starts. Very good. So I'm gonna drive this to the shop. We're gonna do our key learning in the shop, and then the customer can come and pick up his vehicle. So I'm gonna connect the VCMI to the vehicle. Okay, let's put this over here. Okay, let's drive into the shop. So we have to get this new key learned so that this light can stop flashing. Okay. But the good thing is now the vehicle is running, because the vehicle was not running before. So we got the vehicle to run. So let's drive into the shop. Let's see what codes we have in the immobilizer first. Okay, so we have, the code we have is B2793. It says history, transponder chip fault. Okay, so I believe it's the chip in this key that has a fault. Transponder chip fault. Okay, so let me try to clear this code and see what happens. So right there, code cleared. Now let's go to special functions. All key lost. This function will clear all keys. You will need at least 2 keys. Okay. Resetting completed. Follow the steps below. Learn 2 master keys and 1 slave key. Insert the master key into the ignition lock and wait 5 seconds. Just insert the key in the off position and do not turn it to the on position. Insert second key. Okay. That's all. Interesting. The engine runs, which is good, but I don't like the fact that this security light is blinking. I don't like that. So key on. Let's do maybe key registration. Okay, please insert new key and press next. So we did. Registration of the inserted key succeeded. Okay, let's back out. Okay. Oh, check this out. Now the light is no longer blinking. Let me turn the key on and off. Let me start the engine. The engine is running. Nice. Now the security light is no longer blinking. So we're good to go. This is fixed. Now the maintenance required light is on. This is another issue. I believe this vehicle is due for an oil change. There are no stickers on the windshield, so we fixed it. So the issue was a bad key. We put in the good key. Now all is well. Okay, so let's look at the bad key. Now let me try this key. Bad key in. Oh, it's not even cranking it. Now let me try the good key. Let me see. Uh-oh. Battery's dead. Okay, I'm gonna have to put a charge on this. This is odd. The battery just died on us. Let me get a battery charger on this and then I'll bring you guys back up. All right, guys, I put a battery charger on the battery. So now let's see if this vehicle is gonna start now. So right there, the engine is running. We're good to go. Security light is now off. So this is fixed. Okay, so bad key. Turn off the engine with the good key. When we try the bad key, that's odd. Now the engine is running with the bad key, no security light. I'm gonna turn off the engine. Let me grab the good key. Very interesting. So this is good, it's fixed. Let's wrap up this video. I'm gonna leave this right over here. This Toyota Corolla is fixed. The issue was a defective ignition key. We replaced the key. We programmed it with our RTL scan tool. Now all is well. I hope you liked the video. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, give it a thumb down. But if you do, you gotta tell us why so we can make better videos in the future. If you have any comments, questions, criticism, leave them in the comment box. If you're not a subscriber yet, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much. See you next time.